New car. This is cool. I have 6 seats in this car, which means that if people want to come and sailing with me and they can't get down, then they can drive with me, which is cool. Or I got a friend who's got 2 kids. I have 2 kids, and talk of the devil. So that's Nick. You've seen him before. We've got 4 kids between us. Not that there's anything going on, but yeah, new car. So hey. So Nick and I are off to sailing. We were going to sail Leven Point this weekend, but there's been an issue. The fuel tank issue has been a bit serious. I'll explain when we get down to the boat. Nick, it's time to go to church. It's time to go to church. It's church. So we've been out since, up since 5. It's now just past 9, about 9:15, and we're coming through past First Point. There's the lighthouse, Leamington over there. It's a really beautiful day. It's going to get up to 18, 19 degrees Celsius today. So we've got a cool treat in store for later on this afternoon. We've got some offshore powerboat racing later on. There we go. Young Martin on the helm. Looks like Father Christmas, but he's actually a lot younger than I am. Daniel, we know Daniel. Oh, we know him too. Hey, Nick. So we're on Leven Point today. My 1974 Westerly Berwick. I've been complaining that I don't sail it enough, so this is a good opportunity to sail on Leven Point for a little bit. Well, yeah, so the reason we're sailing Leven Point today is it was meant to be a John Seagull day. John Seagull's currently on the Hamble, and she's been there for 2 weeks. The issue has been that Portishead Marina had a major fuel contamination. They had petrol in their diesel tanks, and so before coming around from Portishead around Land's End, etc., and then all the way to Poole, we were running on actually quite a heavily contaminated fuel load. So the marina said that they would pump it all out and service the engine, which I thought was going to be a really good idea. But as it turns out, the marine surveyors got in touch and said actually due to the volume of contamination, we did the math, we were running at about 15% petrol in the fuel, which meant that the engine would run, but there's a huge amount of wear and tear. So if you ever end up with petrol in your diesel tanks, then 5% is the tolerance level, is the maximum level. Anything over that, you're running a risk of damaging your injectors, your fuel pump lines, all sorts of things. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, so it sort of scuppered the plans for today, because I've said to them that if that's the case, and actually on advice of the surveyor, that they need to strip the engine out and check the cylinders, check the spray pattern of the injectors, check the fuel pump lines, pump out all the fuel. Essentially, give the engine a bit of an overhaul. The surveyor said that he'd make sure that it was up to his standard, which is great, because it's a 85 horsepower Perkins engine, so the replacement cost of that would be quite high, and I took the risk for that. And that would be no bueno. I don't know. I sort of listed out all the sort of symptoms that we saw coming around Land's End, and the stuff coming across Lyme Bay. Listed out all the symptoms. There's 5 other boats from Portishead that were affected, and they've all opted for the same thing: take the engine apart, take the injectors out, send them away for analysis, and do a full service. So, yeah, no bueno. But we were meant to be sailing. So yeah, we were meant to be sailing on John Seagull today, and there were meant to be 6 of us. So unfortunately, I had to tell one of the couples to sort of stand down. But the idea was meant to be that we would take John Seagull back to Poole. and it's a huge problem actually for me, because I'm going to be in Italy for a week in 2 weeks' time, and so unless they can sort it out and I can get John Seagull back on the mooring next weekend, they're going to have to put up with John Seagull for another month from now, at least. And so they've got enough time to do the work, but at the moment it's taking up a berth in their marina, and that's not cheap for them, and it's super inconvenient for me as well. Yeah, so there we go. So we're on Leven Point. It's actually really good because it gives me an opportunity to sort of check for any mold, see how she sails, do a little bit of work. I need to take out all this headlining, the stuff that's all old. It doesn't look too bad from on the video, but it's actually discoloring slightly, and so my plan is actually to strip it out, sand it all, the fiberglass back, and then actually paint it with Interlux. And I want to do the entirety of the main cabin. The V-berth isn't too bad, but the main saloon is certainly these walls. They need doing, and then ultimately I want to replace those windows. Can't see them, it's too bright in the light, but I want to replace those windows with polycarbonate, but at the moment they're okay. I'll get some polymer sealant and seal the little screws and make sure that it's not leaking. But yeah, it's not too bad. We've sprayed all the inside of the little cubby holes. We sprayed those with antifungal and anti-mold spray as well, but a non-bleaching one, which is quite nice, so I can just keep that going every 3 or 4 months, just spray them out, do one at a time. Yeah, so we're on Leven Point today. What you guys up to? Oh, you're talking about the sandbanks and the race boats coming through. Gosh, I don't know if I should put the camera down because it looks like he's going to be here before. Daniel's saying that's 10 quid, 20 quid, 30 quid, 40 quid, 50 quid. I think that boat is like half engine and half fuel tank, or 1/4 engine and 1/4 fuel tank. To watch. I wonder if he's out of cows. Yeah, so the plan for today is that we're going to watch some of that gas guzzling offshore racing. It's I'm not endorsing it, but it's so fun to watch. We've taken the pole down. We've got a lovely beam reach, beautiful beam reach, and obviously this brand new Rolly Tosca sail, an Ultimate Sails head sail. That's an amazing sail, head sail that. Yeah, the needles down there. There's a club race going on. That's what they've been doing. Past Yarmouth. We were doing 8 knots a second ago. We had a 2-knot current with us coming through through that Hurst Point gap over there, and so that's dropped back slightly. Yeah, we're still doing cracking pace. So we're heading through here into the borough of Bournemouth and Poole, around here, around this sort of neck of the woods here. We'll pop the anchor down there and see if we can grab an ice cream while we wait for the high-speed craft. Actually, that wasn't there earlier. The high-speed craft that's appeared today. Yeah, and then Martin kindly just cheekily, on my request, asked his boss, who's a pit crew. Pit crew is a racer.
He's a racer. He's a pit marshal today.
Pit marshal. So we got pit access to the marina where they're racing out of in Poole today. Yeah, and then we'll pop around here, and where's it? Lake Yard, right there. So we'll spend the night up there, I think. Yeah, the Poole Key Haven, isn't it? Poole Key. Yeah. So that's where the guys are racing out of today. But the racing is out here next to these seasonal boys. Yeah, and for those of you who are watching from afar, that's where we're talking about. France down the bottom here, the UK, England, Wales on this side. That England's a bit cheeky because I'm sure the E is actually over in Wales and maybe even the N as well. There we go. Oh, 7 knots, look at that. They say power boats are always going somewhere, whereas sailors are always exactly where they want to be. Good fun. Oh, Nick, too cool for school. Like that, the sea state calms down. I think we're now in the coastal water. Out over there, still affected by the tidal race. Smokers! That's the fourth one. Here comes the back marker. I'll bring it up the rear. Now Daniel, run him over. You get points for that. Do you reckon he had a tight budget? Or is he a little bit scared of the speed?
He looks like it, yeah. You're doing very well.
Your mum will be proud of you. But it's definitely slower than the first ones. They got Daniel driving. How old are you, Daniel? 42. Kids of today, they're too scared. They're too scared. Look at this. What do you call that?
We have chosen to blindfold James and feed him one of their tasty continental dishes.
Disgraceful. We were doing 6 knots earlier. Daniel, what have you done? There we go. There we go. I've embarrassed Daniel into speeding up a little bit. Alright, Daniel, once you show us out with the big boys one day. I know you get freaked out by a little bit of speed, but right, as long as you don't crash the boat, that's fine. What's the golden rule of showboating? Don't crash the boat. Don't run aground, Daniel. tell you this, we weren't expecting a day like today. Come inside to get out of the sunshine. It is pretty warm today. I know the air temperature is probably only about 20 degrees Celsius, but out in the water there's hardly any breeze. The wind has dropped entirely. We're motoring, so it feels hotter than what it is. It's certainly a lot more humid. So anyway, the power boating. So we weren't expecting that, but it was good fun though. Obviously, prefer sailing, but it's nice to have those massive 6-litre, 7-litre V8s and the V12s and stuff coming past. I was hoping for more boats, but anyway, so Martin works for a guy who also races offshore, as it happens. And so we've got access to the marina that they're going to be in, so it's like pit access. It's the guy he works for owns an engineering firm, and is one of the race marshals today. So we're going to head over there and go hobnob with the power boaters for a little bit, see how the other half lives. One of the old classic race boats from the 70s, when they were still allowed to have cigarette sponsoring. See the size of the fuel tanks?
Yeah.
Just in front of him, the black boxes. See the other beauty from yesteryear, Dry Martini. Absolute monster engines. Huge amount of championships. World champion Dry Martini Racing Team 1973, anniversary 2023. Absolute monsters under there. You can't really see it, I can see it through here. You can see the massive engines at the back there. And then there's these little batwing boats. And then there's this AMG powered thing. This is probably the biggest boat here, 41 foot Panthera. Absolute monster. Oh, crazy how the other half live. There we go, back in Poole. How beautiful is this? It is so much nicer here than on the Hamble. Look at this, absolutely beautiful. Nature reserve. So the fish biting. Starfish. How many starfish have you caught so far?
4.
And you've been sending all those fish that have been like nibbling on your hook, you've been sending them all to Daniel, right?
I got so desperate we were looking up starfish recipes. Genuinely.
Let me guess, you didn't find anything. Gosh, it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. 2,000 varieties.
Morning, Martin.
Morning.
We're off for a tour of the harbour. Next, just adding some additional water. Are you not? I thought you were going to add some additional water to the estuary.
No, stretching.
What?
It's just stretching.
Oh, you're stretching?
Stretching.
Okay.
Not urinating.
Okay. Good. I won't say any more. Too many jokes. Anyway, yeah, we're clear. We're going to go for a tour. Tide's going out at the moment, quite strongly, but it's neap, so we're just going to go upstream as far as we can go, and then see what the rest of the place looks like, and come back and see what the day holds. Gosh, the videos just don't do it justice, right? You guys catch anything yet?
Just the sun.
Just the sun. Who threw it to you? Ah, boom boom. You, Martin?
Yeah.
Having fun? We just had anchor here. Anchored just off the channel. Thought we'd kill some time before we head back. Beautiful here. Ah, Daniel, look at that. You're a real man. You can feed your family.
Unlike someone else.
Although that's a little small. Did you ask his parents if he can come and play?
I got no respect for his parents.
But you eat them just as soon. Yep. Gosh, like slippery little fish. Ah. What do you got to say for yourself?
Just waking up.
Is that the story of your life?
Very little, yeah. Don't want to spoil it.
Oh, it's always nice to have extra people. And good old Noel, dependable Noel. Smile for the camera.
No, I'm shy.
So we're on the train, heading back to Bursleden to go and pick up the cars. I'll probably check on John Seagull whilst I'm there, but yeah, good sail. Really fun weekend. If you're interested in coming joining us, then give us a shout and follow us on Facebook or on YouTube. And yeah, stay in touch and look after yourself.